is Dorothy Simon, sitting over here on today, Monday, the 3rd of November. I'm sitting in for Jim Lakey, and we are over here at Cable Channel 3. And just want to remind you that you can also get us on the web 24/7 at sandylandcenter.org. And better yet, like I say, come by and get a warm cup of coffee. It was especially nice this morning because it was cold, and the coffee is always very good. And we always have somebody to talk to about local happenings, and always a good laugh. So today, the weather for Monday, November the 3rd. Looking in at the national weather, we see an unprecedented early snow in some parts of the country, especially in South Carolina. This record snow also brought over 21 inches of snow in parts of Maine, and the snow is reported in some part of the upper Midwest. In where we are in the Midwest, the eastern part of the region should be warming up, but a cold front is coming across. It's coming across the Rockies, the Rocky Mountains, and it will bring showers and thunderstorms across the plains and the upper Midwest. And the thunderstorms are most likely to remain in eastern Kansas and Nebraska. Also in southwest Iowa and Missouri, but they should not be too severe. The colder air rushing in behind the cold front could also cause a wet snow in western Nebraska. And in our section, this section of Kansas, the warm temperatures with highs in the 60s and 70s should prevail. And the cooler highs in the 50s will be over on the other regions. And today at noontime, it is expected that the temperature should be right at 69. And early on this morning, and it probably still is raining as we speak. And so for the next 6 hours or so, we can expect that rain to continue and the temperatures to remain rather cool. And for the rest of today, you could expect scattered thunderstorms, and we are having rain, a 70% chance of rain. The high for today will be at 67, and the low later on this evening will be at 41, and the winds coming in from the southwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. It's still quite windy. Tomorrow, Tuesday, November 4th, we can expect a mix of clouds and sunshine. Relative humidity right at 46, and the highs at 66, and the lows at 46. And the winds should change somewhat, coming in from the north-northwest at 10 miles per hour, be less gusty. And on Wednesday, we should have times of sun and cloud with no foreseeable rain. Relative humidity should drop to about 39–40%, and the highs will remain at 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and the lows at 46, and the winds coming in from the northwesterly at 16 miles per hour. Over the weekend, we could expect to see a mild temperatures, mostly sunny though, and the highs remain in that 56 to 67 range, and the lows 34 to 44. And we can expect it to be quite sunny on Friday, southwesterly, the wind at 50 miles per hour, and Saturday, northwesterly at 25 miles per hour, and Sunday it should drop back to about 20 miles per hour coming in from the south. Something of interest we always talk about, and today we're going to talk about vaccines. And vaccines, your best shot to health. Globally, vaccination saves 2 to 3 million lives per year. Vaccines protect the community and the individual, and they save lives by preventing outbreak of diseases and protecting those who cannot, for whatever reasons, pregnant mothers or small children. It stops them from, and it protects them. Vaccines are often thought of in terms of childhood disease, or even when we travel, we have to get vaccines to go to certain places. So, but adults may need certain vaccinations as time goes by. You may need a booster if you have had some types of vaccines, and you may need one or more vaccines even if you have received the vaccines as a child or a younger adult. In addition to the flu shots, there are vaccinations that can prevent shingles, and that's herpes zoster. There's the diphtheria, tetanus vaccine. There's a vaccine for whooping cough, and there's also a vaccine for pneumococcal pneumonia. And shingles is a condition that affects those who had chicken pox as children, and it is really quite painful. And a vaccination is an easy way to stop shingles. And federally funded public health clinics provide vaccines and other health services for those without a regular source of health care. So as we are entering into the cooler type of weather, the winter months, do think about having your shots, your flu shots, and any other vaccinations that the doctor tells you that is necessary. So go get your shot. It is the best shot to help. And part of the pun was mine came from the federal vaccination website. We have some good news in our fair city and county. Last Sunday, the Stafford County Economic Development hosted an open house to showcase the completion of its new home in Maxville. This is the first of the moderate income housing units that the Commission is building to alleviate the housing shortage in the county. It is part of their initiative to help stem the population decline. Because often you hear people say when they come to St. John, they can't find housing. So this is the Commission's effort to help in that area. The unit that they showcased on Sunday was funded with funds provided by the Kansas Housing Resource Corporation and the Kansas Department of Commerce. The Commission contracted with Troy Willinger Construction to build the duplex. The units are modern and energy efficient and beautifully designed. Each unit provides over 2,000 square feet of living space on 2 levels, and there are 3 bedrooms with 2.5 baths and living areas on both levels. Each has a 1-car attached garage. The units are sparkling new and ready to provide a family-friendly home if you need it. So do call over the Economic Development Commission, and the director, Carolyn Dunn, can give you some information how to rent those units or even maybe purchase them. Also, the Economic Development Commission has been quite active. They had received a 1-year grant to help in providing cooking classes. The Stafford County Economic Development will use their grant to provide cooking classes through a partnership with the K-State Research and Extension. The cooking classes are designed to show you how to provide healthy food and prepare them with healthy substitutions for heart-healthy cooking. And the cost of these classes are free, and babysitting is available. So again, under the auspices of the Economic Development Corporation or Commission. We have this available in our fair city. So please call over there. Call Cindy Blanton at 620-549-3527 for more information on the housing and the cooking classes. It's a new month, so mark your calendars. First of all, yesterday was the birthday for Brett Ward and Christy Garcia. Wednesday it will be the birthday for Mark McCandless, and Thursday it's Debbie Waddle's birthday, and November 7th, Friday, it's Ronnie Prescott, and Saturday, November 8th, it's Lori Boyle. So do, when you see these people, wish them a happy birthday, or send them a card or a telephone call and let them know you're thinking about them. Other activities in our fair city. Tonight at the Sunflower Center, the Sunflower Senior Center, they have their monthly supper, and tonight it's going to be ham and bean supper. They ask you to bring a dish, a covered dish, so you can share with others. Those are usually quite fun, and is always something of interest other than the supper. So tonight at 6 p.m. at the Sunflower Center, it's the monthly supper, and it's going to be ham and beans. Mark your calendars also for the Maxwell Christian Church. They will be hosting their CWF Soup Supper and Bazaar starting at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, November the 5th. They will have a raffle items including a $100 gift card to Burkhart Meats, and the tickets are just $1 or 6 for 5. On Thursday, the 6th, the St. John Recreation Center lunch brunch will be traveling to the gathering place in Stafford, and the bus leaves the St. John Recreational Center at 11:30 a.m. and the lunch will be at noon, and they plan to return to St. John at 2:30. The cost is $5 for the ride, and then you provide your own lunch. So mark your calendars for the lunch brunch on November the 6th. And on Sunday, November the 9th at 3 p.m., the Friends of the Library has a reception and recognition for their good neighbor. And on Thursday, November the 20th, they have the Harvest Homes Potluck, the community meal, and the Fall Community Arts Project. And they will have a guest, Mr. Roy Beard, as the presenter. So call over at the library for more information on either of those two events. And the number at the library is 620-546-3227. And I like what the library has as a saying for the day. Librarians are heroes. You are the gatekeepers who show us the maps to incredible journeys and fabulous adventure in the world of words. So they do a good job providing us those services there. And today, over at the Maxwell Center, they will be serving up a sausage gravy, mashed potatoes, carrots, and biscuit. And tomorrow they'll be serving Huntington chicken, California vegetables, black bean, corn, and tomato salads. And on Wednesday they have spaghetti with meat sauce, green beans, a tossed salad, garlic bread, pepper, and as usual they have all the condiments that go with that: milk, coffee, tea, and bread and butter and things like that. So if you are in need of a great meal, call either the Sunflower Center or the Maxwell Center, and they'll be happy to provide a hot midday lunch for you. And our thought for today: blessed are they who laugh at themselves, for they never cease to be amused. Blessed are they who laugh at themselves, because they never cease to be amused. So laugh at yourself today. Have a good afternoon.
This is your story.
This is your story.
This is your story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
But most of all,
this is the greatest story ever told.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
I know you're going to enjoy the incredible journey you're about to embark on. The story is brimming over with tales of mystery, intrigue, adventure, of love, heartbreak, and triumph, of power, of struggle, and finally, of redemption. But remember, the Bible is not 100 ancient, unrelated paintings, but a mural all knitted together to tell the story of God's great love for us and the extent to which He will go to get us back. I know you're really going to enjoy and appreciate this wonderful experience as you fully explore how we all fit into the greatest story ever told, God's story.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
I'm Ray Davidson, pastor of First Southern Baptist Church here in St. John on the corner of 2nd and Exchange. We would like to invite you to come and join with us as we look at God's story, the story of God's interaction with man. We'll begin on September the 7th at 9:30 a.m. with a worship service, followed by at 10:30 with Sunday school. This is a study for everyone in the family. All of the children, young people, adults will be studying the same lesson so that we can talk about it at home as we go through the week. We invite you again to come and join us on this 31-week study of God's story and man's story.